Thank you all for joining us today. I'm Congressman Dan Goldman. I'm here with my colleagues in the State Senate and State Assembly, Andrew Granardis and Bobby Carroll, as well as our friends with Mixteca. We are here to bring attention to what is an increasingly urgent and dangerous situation. Now that relates entirely to the militarized ICE efforts to arrest immigrants who are here lawfully, and to whisk them down south for expedited deportation that would break the law. One of the things that this new policy has done is created a shortage of places to hold these non-criminal, non-violent civilians who are trying to immigrate to this country, as so many have before. And so what we have learned is that ICE and the federal government, in coordination with the Department of Justice and the Bureau of Prisons, is relocating detainees, immigration detainees, to the MDC here. Now, this is not the first time we've been in front of the MDC, which has a very well-established record of being incredibly unsafe, inhumane, cruel, even to the point where federal judges call the conditions in the MDC barbaric and have refused to send convicted criminals here because those conditions are so bad. And yet the Trump administration is now sending non-criminal, non-charged, non-violent immigrants, many of whom have ongoing asylum cases, to be detained in this place where federal judges will not send convicted criminals. They're doing that because there is no room anywhere else for this disgusting mass deportation policy that, once again, is not targeting convicted criminals, but is targeting so many community members, spouses of citizens, parents of citizens, people trying to immigrate to this country to pursue the American dream and trying to do it the right way under the law. Last week, I wrote a letter to the head of the Bureau of Prisons demanding answers, asking for an immediate suspension of all transfers of ICE detainees to the MDC and to any other federal prison, to understand what exactly the agreement is between ICE and the Bureau of Prisons. Who is paying for the staffing for these ICE detainees? Part of the reason why the MDC has been in such terrible, terrible condition is it is grossly understaffed. And because it's understaffed, it is unable to keep everyone safe. It has required numerous lockdowns just simply because of shortage of staffing. The Biden administration added a 35% retention bonus at the end of that administration, which increased the staffing significantly here and made the conditions much better. When Donald Trump came in, his administration yanked that retention bonus, and staffing has now gone down. So who's paying? Because the Bureau of Prisons doesn't have money to pay for its own staff, for its own detainees, much less ICE detainees. We want answers to those questions. And we want to know where the money will be coming from now that the Republicans jammed through a bill that takes away health care and food benefits to millions and millions of Americans, but increases ICE's budget for detention by $45 billion. Who is going to pay for this? This is just yet another example of ICE's lawless, un-American, inhumane treatment of people trying to seek the American dream, trying to immigrate to this country like so many of New Yorkers have, 40%, and so many of our ancestors and descendants have. This is dangerous, it's lawless, and it's unacceptable. And so we are here out in front of the MDC to demand answers from the Bureau of Prisons, from the Department of Justice, from the Department of Homeland Security. They owe us answers. They owe me, as a member of Congress, answers as I conduct oversight, both constitutionally authorized and statutorily obligated oversight. But they mostly owe answers to New Yorkers and to the American people for what they are doing, why they are doing it, and how they are doing it. Let's remember, immigrants are our neighbors. They're parents, they're workers working here with work authorization, paying taxes, paying into the Social Security Trust Fund, and they're community members who deserve to be treated with dignity. If immigrants have committed a crime, they should be deported. But that is not what is happening. These are our community members being yanked from their families unsuspectingly and deceptively, and it must stop, and it certainly must stop treating them as if they were criminals.